Good morning and happy Easter, everyone. My name is Allie and this is part 2 to my plant tour video. In part 1, we reviewed monsteras, philodendrons, alocasias, begonias, and so many other genuses. Today, I'm going to show you my ficuses, carnivorous plants, cacti, succulents, and all the other genuses that just didn't fit into that part 1 video. I will be taking spring photos of everybody and trying to categorize them. So if there is a genus that you're more interested in, I'll put the timestamps right here and you can just jump to that part that interests you the most. I don't want there to be a part 3, so I want to make this brief and let's get started. This is my Ficus lyrata. It's also known as a fiddly fig. And oh my gosh, look how pretty these new leaves are coming out the top. She's also branching off right here and here, so I'm so excited for her to grow into a big full tree. But yes, I absolutely love my lyrata. She is quite majestic and she just lives out here on the patio. To keep on track with ficuses, this is my Ficus Alaska Burgundy. I bought it when it was just like this tall at a big box store, and now she's grown up like 3 times her size. I've actually propagated her once for my mom already, and I love it. She just looks so great right there, and she seems to be really happy, and she's in soil, so she lives on my patio. I have other ficuses that live on my patio that are in soil, such as this one. This is my Shiveriana, and I have another Shiveriana that I separated off of her and put it into semi-hydro. The leaves on these are just so pretty. Like, I can't get enough. Look at those. This one is my Ficus Ruby, I think, or Taneki, who knows, but it's a Ficus elastica, and I got it because it had just silver leaves, but now that it's growing out, it's showing some variegation instead of just the solid silver leaves. I split it when I first got it, put half of it in soil, half of it in semi-hydro, and that is the growth comparison right there. I absolutely cannot wait till both of these become trees and look like that in a year. Very pumped. And this is over here, my Ficus triangularis. I recently repotted it and it just blossomed. It was just a twig when I repotted it. I actually made a video on that last month. I adore the heart-shaped variegated leaves, and look at all of the new little growth points since repotting this plant. Like, it's so happy, and definitely appreciated the bigger pot. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. Okay. Now moving on to my avocado tree. When I first moved here, my avocado tree died, and I re-germinated a little avocado seed, and now we are here, starting over. She has this flat shape because she sits on a windowsill. There's no point in putting leaves back here because they wouldn't get any light. So she just sits like that and living her best life inside semi-hydro. It was kind of an experiment to do semi-hydro for her. And she loves the lechuza and the general hydroponic fertilizer that I'm using. So very, very happy with her. This is my Majesty palm. She's looking a little rough because we're coming out of winter, but she's coming back with a new frond. I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, I've had this plant for a pretty long time and I absolutely love her. She adds such a tropical vibe to my porch. This is my Schefflera. It's also known as an umbrella tree. It is in soil, and I absolutely love her. I don't have to do anything except water her, and she just hangs out right here. This is my parlor palm. It was a gift from my mom. I left it on the patio, and it got scorched by the sun. I should probably prune out all these old leaves, but we have a lot to get through today, so I'm not going to do all that. Oh, that whole thing just came right out. Whoops, my bad, buddy. Okay, shoved that right back in there. But yeah, he got a little scorched from the sun, but he's coming back to life and he looks really good with the very indirect sunlight out here on my patio. Now we're gonna do Dracaenas and some formerly known as Sansevierias. We're gonna categorize all those together. This is my Dracaena. It's also called a mass cane. It lives out here. I've had this plant for a very long time, and it's growing very slowly because I have it in super low light, but it's a plant that can tolerate that, so I try to take advantage of that. But there she is. I think she was the lemon lime. She's not as bright anymore since she's kept out here in the dark, but that's okay. This is my Dracaena angolensis. It's formerly known as a Sansevieria cylindrica, I believe, but there's 3 plants in here, and I absolutely love her. She's huge and also recently bloomed for me, and looks like I'm getting a second bloom right there, which is kind of exciting. Is it focused? There you go. But yeah, I think she's really cool. And yeah, this is one of my Sansevierias. I also have this one here. This is now considered a Dracaena, but it's formerly known as a Sansevieria. People know it as snake plant or mother-in-law's tongue. It grows super slow, so it's hard to appreciate all the new growth, but it definitely wasn't this full when I first got it a few years ago. There's a few different types of coloration that I have in this pot. If you know the names of the different ones, then I'd love for you to put it in the comments, because I sure don't. But it's low light, so this is one of the plants that bounces around my house all over the place in the winter, just where there's lower light, or in the summer I'll put it out in the patio to fill in some spaces where there's not as much light. But yeah, mother-in-law's tongue, also love it. This is another one of my Dracaenas, but I'm going to continue calling it a Sansevieria. I bought it when it was just this one little plant, and I was so confused because I thought it was flowering, and now it's grown a second plant right there. And I absolutely love it. I got it from IKEA for like a couple bucks, and it's so cute. So cute. This is my Dracaena marginata. It is the tricolor because it has the pink, the cream, and the green leaves. It lives out on my patio, and I look forward to it growing up really tall so I could strip all the bottom leaves, and it's like this tree with a pom-pom on the top. Am I right? I just think that's so cute. So this is actually one of my lucky bamboo plants that I don't care about. I've had it for years. It's being bleached on my kid's windowsill because it's basically full sun in there, but it lives in straight up water. It's quite neglected. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it. I'm ready to take its picture and move on. This is my Hawornia. It has these flowers that look like lifesavers, and it's really cool. It hasn't bloomed for me yet. I got it in a plant trade last November, and I'm looking forward to that blooming. I don't actually know the name of this little succulent, but it's adorable. I think it's like Alpha or something, but I'll put the name on the screen. This is my variegated Opuntia, and it's just so cute. Since I've gotten it, it has a new little ear on the side, and it's just really cute. Brings me a lot of joy. I really like this one. I have these two. One of them's a night blooming cactus, and the other one I think is a dragon fruit. They're just growing together down there. In my succulent bowl, I have my Haworthia zebra. It's grown twice as tall since I got it. This is a little warty who also happens to be blooming. That's so cool. It's never done that for me before. These are just different Echeverias that are just kind of hanging off the side here. Dogtail cactus cuttings. A jade tree, a Crassula ovata jade tree that I can't kill it. I've had it for so many years and it just keeps on doing things like that. This one I chopped the head off of recently. It's a Kalanchoe. Yeah, so we can move on to the next little cactus succulents. Oh, you need water desperately. Okay, noted. This is my Kalanchoe panda plant. It has like these super fuzzy leaves on it. Another succulent forgot the name of. It has like these weird flat leaves. I have another one of these, but this one has the pink stem. An echeveria there in the middle. Little sedums here. More sedum right here. And I don't know, these are also sedums, I think. Random dogtail cactus hanging out. That looks like a mother of thousands that I probably need to pull out. And some propagations I stuck over here. Or no, those aren't propagations, they just fell over. This is my pencil cactus. I absolutely love it. I have another cutting in my kitchen I can show you, but when it's sun stressed, it turns bright pink and orange. And it's just living right there under some of the shade of the palm tree. So, yep, it's right there. This little golden barrel cactus, super cute. Just kind of lives in the little hedgehog planter. And then I have this, I think it was called an Easter cactus, don't really know, Mimeralia or whatever, but those are potential blooms there at the top. And I'm pretty sure it has cute little yellow flowers. This is my mother of thousands. I recently pulled it out of the Majesty Palms planter. Let's see here. It bloomed a few months ago. I'm shocked it's still hanging on to blooms or still putting out blooms, but yeah, it's very dramatic. I absolutely love this plant, even though it's basically a weed in my house. I have so many of them growing everywhere, but it has this shape, leaf, and these points that go backwards. And it's called Mother of Thousands because it puts out all these little baby seeds and drops them, and the next thing you know, you have 1,000 of them growing in your soil. This is my dogtail cactus. It lives under here, gets plenty of sunlight, and I just think he looks so funky and cool. But yeah, the little spikes, they're not very spiky, they're quite soft if you're gentle with it. But yeah, this is my dogtail cactus, and he's living his best life up there. This was my thriving pork and beans. It's a type of sedum. It didn't really care for being in the, see, the things just fall off and grow somewhere else, but it didn't care for being inside my house over the winter, so it got a little leggy and lost some of the new growth, or old growth, but now there's a bunch of new growth, so hopefully it just kind of takes over a little bit. This is my little cactus moment here in my driveway. I have this tall Opuntia here, a century plant that's probably stealing all the nutrients from everybody, so we'll probably get those separated out this spring. I don't know the name of him, but he's usually like really pretty and silvery blue, much like the century plant. I think this is a Mexican fire red barrel cactus. I don't know the name of that one back there. And this one is a bunny ears cactus. So yeah, I'll try, if I can find the names of them, I'll put them on the screen. This is my other pencil cactus. I have it in the Chusa pond in a self-watering pot, and it lives on my windowsill. I just wanted to show it to you real quick. Isn't she cute? Lots of new growth since repotting her. This is my staghorn fern. I absolutely love her. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. She has these shield fronds. Looks like a new one's coming right here. They are browning and they tend to do that, and it just kind of layers. It's in a little guacamole serving dish. Just a ball of sphagnum moss underneath there. I really should get some of these pups out and propagate it. I think I saw a new shield frond right there. Yeah, on this one. But yeah, she is just thriving, and I absolutely love the look of it. It's just so cool, right? Look at that. So, yep, there she is. This is my absolute favorite fern that I have. Totally in love. So at the beginning of winter, I decided to propagate my fernleaf cactus and start a new one. And oh my gosh, she's gotten so big. Like there's pieces coming off everywhere on her. And look at those aerial roots. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. She's just so cool. I love my fernleaf cactus. This is the mother plant that I propagated off of. It just wasn't looking so great. I think it might have had a pest on it, but yeah, that's the mother plant. And then I have this mother plant, which is zigzag cactus or rickrack cactus. And as you can see, I like to call it my grass because it doesn't have the tooth, like the shape. But I think it also had pests, so I decided to propagate off of it at the beginning of winter, and this is where we are at. Look at how amazing this growth looks. It's just so healthy, and I just love the spunky look of this guy. He's so much fun. This is my bird's nest fern. I don't really have much to say. I actually killed it a long time ago. I drowned it actually in a vessel pretty similar to this, and I threw it on the side of the hot yard and it came back to life. It's pretty resilient, and that's about it. It's very full and seems to be very happy in a semi-hydro setup. It's grown quite lush actually. This little disaster I've had for about a year, and it does not like me. It must have some pests or something going on because, I mean, it's crisping, drying up. Maybe it doesn't like the amount of fertilizer I'm using. I probably shouldn't be using any fertilizer on it. But, I mean, I'm not seeing pests, but they must be there. Something's going on. I have half mine just to chop all the leaves and start over. But, yep, this is my crocodile fern. Yeah, it's a mess. So I know a lot of people struggle with the maidenhair fern, and I'm going to join that club. I have kept it in this cloche, and it started looking so beautiful, and then I took it out of the cloche thinking my bathroom would have enough humidity, and it wasn't. So it's just, it crisped up in a few spots, and yeah. Hopefully now that I put it back in the cloche, it'll look pretty again, but all this dead brown growth to come off. But anyway, yep. That's how she has to live. That's the only way she'll look pretty. This is another fern that I wanted to mention. It's a foxtail fern, and it has these like cute little, they kind of look like this, but they get big and tall. And I just love the look of it. It's so spunky. It's planted in the ground, so it had to endure the winter and the freeze and a couple snowy days, but it's hanging in there, and hopefully this spring it'll just come right back to life. Favorite part about having plants is the wildlife it brings. Look. Hi, buddy. How about this one? Hey, little guy. Enjoy your morning. So this is what I was calling a split leaf philodendron for a while. It's actually now a thaumatophyllum, but I absolutely love it. I got it last spring, I believe, and here she is. She was getting a little too much sun exposure in the front yard, so I moved her to the back, and she seems to be doing really well out here. And I do have her in soil, so she lives outside. This is my cordyline red sister. Isn't she so cute? I just love the pink. Over here is my salvia tricolor. It's also called Texas sage, and it has the green, purple, and white. It was a short little petite bush that was super full when I first got it, but it did survive the winter really well. It just looks a little naked at the base, but I have this cute little, probably a weed thing in it. Isn't that so cute? Anyway, so yeah, it just lives out here in the full sun and seems to be pretty happy. This is my amaryllis. I have a couple bulbs in the pot. I kept getting a bulb every year for Christmas from a coworker back in Destin, and I absolutely love this plant. It has these long, strappy, tropical vibe leaves during the year, and in the spring, it'll pop out these vibrant, bright red flowers that are just so pretty. This is my Calicacia limeade. It's a newer plant to me. I am absolutely obsessed with it. It's so beautiful. Look at the coloring of it. It's pretty top heavy, so it kept flying across my patio because it's super windy here and running into the cactuses, but that's okay. I don't mind a little damage, but wow. Look at the coloring of this leaf. Like, look at this. It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. I recently planted some super tall sunflower seeds, some marigolds, and wildflowers. They seem to be thriving and doing a great job. I look forward to seeing what those look like. On the topic of flowers, I have my hibiscus, which is right here. I think it rained yesterday, so it decided to abort those flowers, but I'll put a picture on the screen of what it looks like. More calicacias. And I don't remember the name of this plant, but I'll put it on the screen. But oh, well, the flowers came off. Oh, look at that, more mother of thousands. I just can't get rid of it. But here's an example of kind of what the flowers look like. If it'll focus, there you go. And maybe I'll have a picture, I'll put a picture on the screen of what it usually looks like. This is my giant bird of paradise. I think there's 2 plants in here. Will it focus? Here it is. There's 2 plants in here, and I put it in front of the main window just to kind of block some of the direct sunlight from my indoor plants. And then I love walking through my jungle. Let's just walk through the jungle. This plant is called a silver squill. I just find it super unique. It grows out of these like bulbs right here. You just break this off and propagate it. But look at the leaves. I think it's also called a leopard lily. And this is one of my first plants also, which I think is kind of fun. When I first got it, it was just one little bulb I got from a trade. And so, yeah, there it is. Here is my variegated bird of paradise. There's the newest leaf, and it's variegation. Isn't it beautiful? And I've let the reservoir dry out because I have it in semi-hydro outside. I've let it dry out a couple times, so it's not very happy about that. But yeah, look at these variegated leaves. Aren't they beautiful? And I didn't buy it as a variegated plant. It just, one happened to be variegated in the little mini pots you get at Walmart at the beginning of the season. Was it last year or the year before? Oh, and a visitor. Hi, friend. What's up? But anyway, that's them. I absolutely love these anoles, and I also love that they're just not afraid of me. Look at that. What if I can get him to jump on my hand? No? You don't want to jump on my hand? How about over here? Sure? No? Okay. Well, I'd like to remain friends. I feel like one day you'll trust me. This is my mixed pot of Syngonium. I got tired of having 3 different pots of Syngonium. This one is the pink splash or the pink confetti, I'm unsure. There's some pink illusion and white butterfly in here. Ooh, look at this one. Isn't that pretty? This is my Thai lipstick plant. I actually had no idea that's what it was for a while because I got it when it only had like 3 leaves and I've propagated it since. And I haven't actually asked it to flower for me yet, otherwise I would have been fertilizing it much differently. So hopefully this spring I'm gonna change its fertilizing routine and hopefully I get some really beautiful flowers on it. Next to that is my Ripsalis. This also was just a tiny little plant when I first got it, and now it's starting to bush out a whole bunch. Look at a cute little guy on top. I got that for Mother's Day or my birthday, I can't remember which, but it just sticks into the pot. But yeah, my Ripsalis also in semi-hydro. This is my one carnivorous plant. It's a pitcher plant, also called an Nepenthes. And this is the newest picture it put out. You can kind of see the reservoir of digestive fluids at the bottom. And look how big this picture is. Isn't that cool? I'll show you the inside. Since I grow everything in semi-hydro, I don't actually have fungus gnats for it to eat, but that's okay. It seems to be doing okay anyway. This is kind of what happens to the old pitchers. It dries out and does that. Here's another example. But it's still putting out, like this will eventually be, let me zoom. This will eventually be a pitcher. Isn't that cute? Can't tell. Anyway, so yeah, that's my pitcher plant, and I grow this one actually not in lechuza or leca, it's just in sphagnum moss, and it seems to be really happy there. I just wanted to add another view since it is being supported by the pole. I've heard you can propagate these. I have not been brave enough to do so yet, but maybe one day. This is my spider plant. How cute is she? This was just a tiny little pup when I first got it, and that makes sense because it used to fit inside this teacup and now it doesn't, but she just lives right there. She's slightly curly, has the inner variegation, and I don't know, I think she's cute. I mean, I feel like if you don't have a spider plant, then are you even a plant parent? But it's definitely not my favorite plant that I have. But it does add like such a cute vibe. I like to come over here and just kind of play with it and brush my fingers through its, you know, curly long leaves. Look at that. This is my string of turtles I got in a plant trade. It just kind of cascades down on this shelf. I do not fertilize it to flower, but it does. There's one right there. And right here. Maybe it's flowering because it's like, spread our seed. We're dying, but I don't know, it's weird. This is my Peperomia obtusifolia. The variegated leaves do fade away, but meanwhile they're pretty on the top. This plant I got as one leaf, and look how many growth points it has now. It's just popped right off. I'll fill this water reservoir up to here. It'll suck it all up in one day, and then I'll do it again in 5 days, and it just stays dry. It constantly stays dry. I don't know if it's thirsty, but I definitely don't want to overwater it, and whatever I'm doing is working. So I'm gonna leave it on the windowsill, set it and forget it, and let it keep thriving. These are my Tillandsias. I have this one, who's super cute and curly, and these guys. And I just put them in a cup of water once a month, and then I set them on the shelf in random spots. Sometimes I find them on the floor, sometimes I find them on my shelf. So, yep, they just kind of live here and look cute. This is my Calathea rufibarbara. It has these soft purple leaves, and look at how big she has gotten. I was actually looking through some of my photos of 2 years ago, and it was this tiny little plant. I'll put a picture on the screen, but here is the backside. I absolutely love the fluffy backside. And during the day when the sun is super bright, all these leaves are like straight up, super perky, and then at night they all fall nice and flat. It is an overcast morning out there, so it's not as perky as usual, but it's so fuzzy. It's so fuzzy. I can't get over how fuzzy this plant is. And it just has so much personality, right? So much personality, and it's so dense. I just repotted it, but I probably need to repot it again. This is my Moranta cutting that I got in a plant trade with only a couple leaves. And I wasn't really wanting to get one, but now that I have it, I found the leaves to be absolutely mesmerizing, and it's fun to watch it because these leaves point in different directions every day. They point straight up, sometimes they lay flat, they do all kinds of things, and I just have it in semi-hydro with a little water reservoir there at the bottom. I should probably refill that. But yeah, Moranta. This is my Aglaonemia. I'm pretty sure it's a tigress, but if you know, let me know. I got it from a lady off Facebook Marketplace, so you never know. But it has become an absolute treat. It was this big when I first got it, and now look at this. Isn't that crazy? But Aglaonemia tigress. Over here is my, I joke, it's my $1 Walmart plant. It was a rescue plant that was totally dead, and I took it home, and here she is. She hardly has any chlorophyll, so she grows really slow, but she is an Aglaonemia, so it's been pretty easy. And that's about it. I got nothing really left to talk about with her. She lives in my room under a grow light. That's about it. So, which is not on, so we'll turn that on. And yeah, she just lives right here. This is my Peppera Hope. She's quite leggy, but always putting out new growth. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about her. She's super cute. She was a gift from my mom. And she lives in my kitchen and just adds a cute little vibe to the windowsill. Here is another propagation of a Peppera Hope leaf that I stuck in here. And when I was propagating it, the leaves, the new growth, where is it? There it is. The new growth was growing down up under the lochusa, so I actually had to rescue the new growth, but look at all the leaves that were trying to grow underground. And hopefully they'll take off and do much better now that they are able to. But all of these leaves are like smashed up against the glass down low. Now I love this Transiscanthia. Look at how beautiful she is. She's starting to outgrow this vessel that I put her in. So I had to propagate her. And so she's not nearly as long as she was, but I think it's called the Nanook with the purple variegation. And the backside of these leaves is really bright purple, like hot pink. It's so pretty, so pretty. This is my bridal Transiscanthia. Look at all the little white flowers that are about to pop. My bridal Transiscanthia actually lives right here. It has purple backside leaves and little white flowers that pop out. None of the flowers are open right now, which is kind of weird, but it has a ton of flowers and just looks really cute, cascading down off the windowsill. The other Transiscanthia is the classic one that I have right over here that I keep outside, but every season it grows really leggy and only the leaves on the bottom last. But wow, look how sparkly she is. She's so pretty, especially underneath this like king LED light I have up here. She seems to be really happy propagating right there, starting some new roots in Lechuza Pond. And here in a couple days, I will put her in a pot outside and she can live her best life out there. This is a Dieffenbachia compacta. It's a cutting off my big plant that I keep outside. Because it's a compacta, the leaves don't become really big like some of the other varieties, but it's still really beautiful. And I'm just propagating these 3 stems for a coworker as a gift and some leca. And yeah, that's about it. I'm just gonna wait till it's a little bit bushier and then give it as a gift. This is my Ficus pamilla, also called a string of frogs. It's a little terrarium plant that I have a propagation of in here, and yeah, it just lives in sphagnum moss inside of this little container. This is my little dwarf peace lily, and it's finally coming back to life. Last year, all the snails ate it, and it even flowered, so I thought it was gonna die, but it seems to be doing much better. It's quite dirty, I need to wash it, but yeah. And it lives in soil, so it lives outside. This is some of my variegated Transiscanthia or purple hearts, and then I have more that I keep right over here in the ground. Let's get that off. And it just has like these really beautiful, vibrant, hot pink colors, and I love the look of these clover flowers with this. And check it out, more mother of thousands. Still another weed, but anyway, doesn't that look so pretty? Thank you so much for sticking around to the very end. This concludes my 2024 plant tour, and the next video you see from me, I will actually be at PlantCon, so I will see you then. Bye!